We have the honor and the privilege to have Grammy Award-winning, Billboard Lifetime Achievement Award winner, singer, songwriter, producer, whose music has crossed all genres of music. We have the beautiful, the vivacious, multi-talented Jody Watley. Jody Watley.
It's the Afternoon Jams, brought to you by bestblacknews.com, your infotainment connection.
Yes, welcome to the Afternoon Jams, special edition of the Afternoon Jams. We are joined. You see on the screen, if you're watching us on Facebook. Yes, this is real. This is authentic. This is what a goddess look like right there. Jody Watley, how you doing today, Jody Watley?
I'm doing great. I'm thankful and gratitude, blessed, and getting through it. So thank you. Happy to be here with you.
We are definitely honored to have you here. We go 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago, back in the 90s, you did an interview with our video show, and I just want to say thank you for that time, for doing the interview when your solo projects was coming out, and you was at the top of the charts, and you took the time to talk to us. And since that time, God has really blessed us and have elevated us, and so I want to say thank you to you for being so humble and being accessible.
Thank you. I mean, as I was telling you, it's always been important to me to be accessible, especially for new platforms, people coming up, stations, community radio. A lot of artists, when they're starting out, and then especially when they become established, they don't do too much of that. So I'm happy to be here today, and I'm always consistent in my support. Not only of people who support me, but that are trying to create new things and always on the positive wavelength.
So what's your secret? How do you still like you're in your 30s? How do you still look like you're in your 30s? What you doing? Well, you got to tell us that. You selling a product? You eating something? What is it?
Avocados.
Avocados?
Avocados and water. No, you know what? I eat healthy. I live a healthy lifestyle. I have happiness and joy, which I think makes us look good from the inside out. And, I take care. I have a good skin regimen and everything. And I do have good genes, which doesn't hurt. But you can have good genes and still mess it up. So I take care of myself.
I watched your Unsung, and a lot came out on your Unsung. And
it wasn't my Unsung. That was Shalimar Unsung.
I know, but I watched the other version too, the unfiltered one. have Jody? Howard Hewitt felt like you guys. There was more for you guys to do. How do Jody feel? Do you feel like it's more for Shalimar? Or is it time that you guys just go on and just do your thing, separately?
I've been out of Shalimar for almost 40 years. So my time has been spent very well being Jody Watley and being about the business of Jody Watley. And for me, I think that, things happen as they should. And certainly, I can only speak for me. It was, it's music that people love, but the best decision that I made for myself was to leave the group and get on with my life and my business. And as they say, securing my bag.
Get that bag.
And being in multiple bags, because I'm a songwriter, a publisher, I own my own company. And I like being the boss of Jody Watley. I don't like being beholden to anyone. And I've been able to create the atmosphere that I wanted to create. So I have joy. I have people who respect me. And, I get to be creative and do things how I want to do them. So me personally, no, I don't think that there's anything that was left. Shalimar went as far as it could go, as far as I'm concerned. And I've never felt Oh wow, we were so close, and from the moment I decided it wasn't for me, I wanted out. I that was it. It's like when I filed for divorce from my husband, ex-husband, that
Hmm.
was good. I wished him well, just like I wished everybody well. And life goes on. So that's a long way around. No, I don't think so.
You're happy.
And and saying that, and sometimes people try to manufacture drama, and there's some ongoing issues. And like I said, it would be impossible for me to have an ongoing anything with people that I haven't worked with in decades. We did. I invited those guys to do a song on my '98 album called Flower, and Craig Cowman wanted it, and the song didn't. They never mentioned it, but they didn't put it in on. So I mentioned it in my Unfiltered, which was a response to what they had asked me in Unsung, and what they left out to create this narrative that there was some. Oh, Jody this, Jody, oh, woe was me, Jody declined all review, just lies, when, in fact, I invited them to do things with me. They'll never mention it. And we did do the TV show with Babyface on the Santa Monica Pier. We were all there. There was no drama, nothing. And so the manufacturing this narrative that there's some lingering thing, and they always paint me, and I'm conscious of it because I am a Black woman, and there's always this narrative of the angry Black woman and this, that. It's like, that's not me. If you look at me, I exude joy and positivity and happiness.
Yes.
I don't have time to be mad at people for really a job. It's like I used to work. I've had a few jobs. When my first job as a teenager was at the Baldwin Hills Theater in Los Angeles.
Oh
I
wow.
don't keep in touch with none of the people that I worked with. They were people that I worked with. Life went on. So again, just because you don't want to work with people again, or you've tried to work together and it didn't work out, whatever it is, for me, it's all positive because I wish everybody well. There's people that haven't wished me well, and that's all good because as long as God is by my side, that's the one that I want wishing me well and guiding my steps. But so there's, in saying that, and we'll move on, but there is no lingering. For me, it's like I look at Shalimar music. People still love the music. I put it down in my show. I have guys that have joined me on Shalimar songs that kill it. They dance, they sing, and I get to do it like And then I do Jody Watley, and I am blessed, and God has blessed me to develop my career. Like I said, I've been a solo artist for 35 years. I own
Wow.
my own label. I own my own publishing. I own my music. And I'm the boss of Jody Watley Inc. So I like it like that. Avid
Yes.
Music
Yes.
Inc., Jody Watley Inc., Jody Watley Music Publishing, the whole Jody Watley range. So, that's a
Wow.
blessing. And thank you, Jesus.
Amen. Amen. So what can you tell to the young Black sisters who are trying to get into the industry? Because there are challenges that Black females have to face in the music
we,
industry and the movie industry and
ooh, I need my fan for that one.
ah.
You know, the main thing, and I've always said, it's like one of the things that I've always done is hold on to myself. Thankfully, my dad, especially my parents, instilled in me um, a determination and a confidence. Even, I'm shy. I can be very reclusive, and some people along the way can even say antisocial because I'm not really. It's funny. I'm really good at social media. I like connecting with my fans and supporters, but I'm not ever a person that has been out in the streets and, oh, Miss Jody, she's just all over the place. I'm very chill. And I never let the industry make me into something different. Holding on. So young ladies, young girls, hold on to yourself. Don't make decisions based on fear. because people will tell you, if you don't do this and you don't do that, like somehow you'll have retribution, and they might try to use retribution on you. But if you hold on to yourself and know the business that you're going to be in, this music business is called music and business. They're two separate entities, and the business part is what, for me, the endurance, the longevity. So don't make short-sighted decisions that could impact you forever. So that's very important.
Wow, Jody Watley live on 3 radio stations right now: 98.5 The Wire in Orlando, 103.7 The Beat in Muskegon, Michigan, Power 105.3 in Benton Harbor, Michigan. And you can go to those Facebook page. You can go to bestblacknews.com. Go to Best Black News on Facebook if you got a question or comment for Jody Watley. Let's talk about your new project, Healing. What is Healing talking about?
The Healing is it's an inspiration. I wrote it before the pandemic, but it's a timely song. It's a dance song, has a nice groove to it, and the lyrics. I've done spoken word before. The first time, When a Man Loves a Woman, on my Affairs, on my Intimacy album. And then I did another one called Another Chapter at the beginning of the millennium, when it was going to be Y2K. And, I love, one of my influences as a little girl was Nikki Giovanni, and she had an album, Like a Ripple on a Pond. And she was just saying her poetry, and it was just, so it impacted me. So when I do spoken word, again, it's authentic. And the healing, get better at living in the moment. I want to remind people all the time, now is what we have. It's not, learn the lessons of the past, and let it go. Create more love, create more peace, create more abundance in the now. You can't create the abundance from the past because we already lived the past. It's now. And so it's an uplifting song. The message is there. I remind people, never let anyone dim your light. Embrace your wattage, your light, because the world just living can beat us all down. And so having a positive mindset, your light, wattage, Watley, wattage, embrace it. And never let anyone dim it. And so that's what the healing is all about. And of course, don't let the walls of the world get you down. Create more love, create more peace. And we need all of that right now with all the overt racism that we're experiencing. And, things that have been in our society for hundreds of years, but now really, we were forced into this pandemic to take a pause. And where are we going from here, right now and forward, And so the healing is all about that. And it's a good workout song. When I get up in the morning, I go run. It's like I put on the healing. That's the first on my playlist. And I suggest it because you all have to stay in shape and not get, because your heart health is very important. Very important. Wow. That keeps everything going.
That's, what, when your manager, your PR person sent me the track, I replied back to her, this is my new workout song. So for you to mention that, I'm not the only one. So, well, we're going to premiere the video for those who are watching on Facebook, but we're also going to play this on radio. Who helped you out on this video? And we're going to see some images about the Black Lives Matter and all that. Who helped you out on this video treatment?
So I did the video, and it was Sean West, who is a graphic designer and visual artist that I collaborate with. I've collaborated with him on quite a few of my projects. And he's someone that I've met. He's a fan, a supporter of mine, but really talented. I meet so many great people on social media. So, it's like I'll hire people to do things in their profession. And so then, so it's a lyric video. I filmed some footage in my house of me. And then after the protests and the riots here with Black Lives Matter, I went out and took pictures of the aftermath and the abundance of really support around the city in areas that you never would have seen Black Lives Matter. I'm talking Beverly Hills, Westwood, Mid Wilshire, areas where it's not really too many Black people, but there's Black Lives Matter everywhere. And I was really, I thought that was very powerful. And so I wanted to include that in there as well, because there is a healing that's in place. It's ugly and it's not comfortable right now, but it is in motion, with the younger people being of all ethnicities, seeing it and wanting to be a part of it. I think it's very powerful.
We're about to premiere it. Check it out, family. You going to hang with us for a few minutes? You got a few more minutes? Do you have a few more minutes?
Yes.
Okay, all right, because I want to talk about some other things I want to talk about and after we premiere this video. Check it out. Jody Watley. We live on Facebook, live on 98.5, live on 103.7, and live on Power 105.3. Check it out, family.
Spring. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's time. The healing. It's time for the healing. The healing. Embrace the possibilities of the future. Create more love. Create more peace. Create more abundance in the now. It's what we have. It's what you make of life. Now. It's what we have. Now. It's time. The healing. Healing. It's time for the healing. Now. The healing. Never let anyone dim your light. Embrace your wattage. It lives within you. Your light lives within you. No matter what you've gone through, it's time. The healing. Healing. The healing. It's time for the healing. Now. To everything there is a season, and all seasons change. The light lives in you. The light lives in you. The healing. Don't let the woes of the world get you down. Enrich your soul. The sunlight. Just live as if every day were like summer. Just live. It's time for summer. Find your light, more light.
All right, family, welcome back. I love it. The imagery.
Thank you.
Yes. What does energy mean to you?
Energy is everything. I mean, energy keeps us going. Energy You know, you could feel bad energy. You could be in the grocery store, even with social distancing, which I hope everybody is social distancing. But you know, it could be some bad energy, and I,
Right.
I kind of like the social distancing because I don't like people out like, you know, it's like good. And but you can feel if it's a positive or if it's a negative. And energy is, you know, it's important. You got to recognize what energy you're giving to people, what they're bringing to you. It's like back and forth. Keeping our energy up, you know, that's why, you know, a little walk around the block is good. It's good for your energy and good for your heart. So energy, you know, people with negative energy, you know, on the internet, and you can see it's funny because I can sometimes look at someone's profile picture and know it's good, the comment's going to be negative. I don't know
Uh-oh.
why. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
oh God, here we go.
Wow, wow. That's a good skill to have to know that. No, you're from the Midwest. You're from the Midwest, Chicago, right?
Yes, I was born in Chicago.
Do you still have family there? This show is airing in the Midwest. Do you ever go back to Chicago?
No, you know, my mom's here. My dad was there. He passed away many years ago. But no, you know, I only go back to Chicago if I, you know, working doing a concert there. And I lived in a few other places. A lot of people think that, you know, I'm from Kansas City. I lived in Kansas City for a few years, and my dad was on the radio there. And the Michigan area, you know, I have to, you know, we lost Aretha Franklin. She was a big supporter of mine. And one of the first professional things I did as a dancer was in the Aretha Franklin did a concert at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, very prestigious venue here in Los Angeles. I was a Soul Train dancer then. And she picked me to be a dancer. She was doing Natural Woman, and she had 4 girls, and she picked me to be to represent the entertainer. And I mean, that song always makes me cry. And so when I did the show, I couldn't believe I met her when I was a little girl because my parents knew her because my dad was the pastor and her pastor was, so they kind of crossed paths. And so she always had kind of a protective thing for me. I gave her dance lessons. So when I think of Michigan, I'm always going to think of the Queen of Soul and rest her soul. And great woman. She didn't suffer fools. So if she liked
Right.
you, you were good because Miss Franklin did not play games. And it's like you're talking about energy.
Right, right. She's real, authentic, real.
Yes.
She let you know. Yes. Yes. Your opinion on this Black Lives Matter movement and how everything's have evolved so quickly. Your thoughts on where it's going, your personal feelings about it.
First we have to keep it going. We have to keep the movement like long past the post on social media. There's so many ways we can still be active. You know, with Black Lives Matter, continuing to put pressure on a lot of these police departments who have murdered people, who have not had charges brought, such as Breonna Taylor. I mean, they should be
Yes.
arrested. Elijah McCain. I mean, so many of these stories, they just, you know, they're heartbreak, and there's so many. So let's continue to be advocates. You know, if we're not in the street, you don't have to be everybody. You do it what's good and what works for you. But the point is to keep it going, and let's all end up on the right side of history, because it's like evil. I mean, it's always there. But I do think right now, uh, the powerful thing, as I was saying, you have lots more young people, and it's not just Black people saying Black Lives Matter. You have white people saying it, Latino people saying, Asian people, and you know, it's not saying all lives. And when people say that, yeah, all lives matter. We know that, but Black lives, we've been marginalized, we've been killed by the police, and so many other systematic racism. And things that need to be addressed, and so that's why it's important to to keep it going in the ways that make us feel comfortable. Some people, you know, you may not be as demonstrative with it, but like I said, if the most you do is sign some of these petitions at the color of change, so they can see the numbers go up, because that shows that people care. Like voting, make sure to vote. So, you know, it's very important to always be a part of positive change in this world, and things that bring us together and not pull us apart.
How do you feel? What do you feel about Kamala Harris being the VP pick for Joe Biden? Seeing a black woman on the ticket.
She's more than qualified. She's more qualified than the current president.
Facts.
Facts. Her resume and her education, and she's qualified, and it's good to see. I mean, you know, it's so amazing with the history of this country that it even has to be news that it's a woman, and she's, you know, Black woman. And people are trying to say, well, she's not. It's like, she's a Black woman. Okay. Just like they were trying to, you know, the whole birther thing with former President Barack Obama. So it's like, they're always, again, this negative things, workers of iniquity, they're always going to be bringing stuff out. But I was saying on another interview, I mean, I remember when Shirley Chisholm ran for president. I think I was in junior high or elementary something. But I remember doing a book report, and I was very intrigued by her, because, you know, she was in politics, and, you know, in social studies in the class that I was in at the time, we were very, in fact, it made me, I just thought about this right now, it was the catalyst for me running for president of my, it must have been junior high, because I ran for president, and I was I think a lot of little girls and women will be inspired by Kamala, and I think guys should be too. It's like, everybody should have the opportunity to fulfill their dream and their your sexuality. It shouldn't be a fact. If you're qualified to do it, then damn it, do it.
So Jody, we're live with Jody Watley. What's next for you? Any particular projects that you're happy about?
Well, the healing, the remix is coming. I just did a modern funk remix with the APX. They are a husband and wife duo, Black couple. They are so talented, out of Atlanta, and, you know, consistent with who I am as Jody Watley. I'm always looking to, you know, I've worked with people before they were famous a lot, photographers, music video directors, songwriters, producers. So, you know, the APX are dope. And so that remix will be coming out in the next week or so. It's done. You'll find it on all digital platforms. I'll probably do a new video for that. I have a Sanctuary. I wrote a song called Sanctuary a few years ago, and Sanctuary is our home. And it's a reminder, like, the environment we create, our vibe, you know, your home, your apartment, your studio, whatever it is the vibe you create, and all about peace of mind. So I'll be releasing a Jody Watley Sanctuary candle, re-releasing. I've released the candle before and it's sold out, and it'll come with an interior fragrance. So your house will smell nice and yummy. Alrighty. And still, you know, it's because we're spending a lot more time at home. So it's important. Right. And I'm also working on a coffee table book of photography focused solely on my solo debut album, Jody Watley Publishing. And so, you know, I couldn't do all these things if I was in a group. So
exactly. Right. Wow, you got a lot going on.
The business of being Jody Watley, and I have exceeded all expectation, and I'm still exceeding expectation, and I continue to not be stagnant. I always say, keep it moving and moving forward. And if you accomplish one dream, then build another. It's like anybody in life, you don't just do something and we're not statues. It's like full of life. Keep going. You did that, or if that one didn't work out, try something else, but always like forward. And one of my favorite sayings is, there's a reason why your rear view mirror is smaller than the mirror that where you going. The windshield is big. Where are you going? The rear view, that's in the rear view. It's gone. Woo, woo.
The past. Yes.
And forward. So lots coming, and people can always connect with me on social media. I'm very hands-on. And, as long as you're respectful of me, we'll have a good time together. And, I don't, like I said, I have no drama. Jody Watley, good vibes, and inspiration. I try to do inspirational posts as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
My co-host has a question for you. Actually, does you still dance? Do you still dance?
When people ask that question, I don't even know how to take it. I mean, what? I'm a performer. That's a part of one of the many hats that I wear is performer. Am I trying to be little teenage Jody on Soul Train? No, but I'm one hell of a live performer. And if you've never seen me live, which you haven't, because if you're asking that question, I have kids these young people that dance with me, they do the heavy lifting because I'm not trying to be, I'm very youthful, but I like, all right, get it. But I'm a performer. I'm an entertainer. I'm not little Jody Soul Train dancer. I put on a hell of a show. And if you want to see I got guys that are doing handstands and knee drops and backflips and, girls that it just, So I fill you up with all the production. And like I said, I'm a hell of a performer, but, I am very, why wouldn't I be dancing? I don't there's no wheelchairs and canes up in this villa.
There you go. One of my good friends, I call him my big bro. He founded Men of Color in the Industry, which is a support group for black male actors, and people in the entertainment industry in LA. He made a comment on Facebook that you have a reputation in the industry for being one of the nicest people in the business, and I believe so too. And I'm sure you've been told that before.
No lies are told. I mean, you met me when before my
way back.
You
right.
And I like to treat people how I want to be treated, and there's no reason to be mean. I'm very professional, and sometimes people take a woman being professional as being difficult, but I'm early, I'm pleasant, because I like to have a good time. I want everybody to feel good. And so, being nice to people, being polite, saying thank you. 2 important words you can never say enough of is thank you. Forward, thank you so much. And I say that all the time. And so to be known as one of the nicest people in the business is great, because sometimes, like I said, being very business minded, sometimes people want to give Black women or women in general a bad rap. Like, the president refers to, she's angry, she's a nasty woman. It's like when they're just, listen, I have a job to do. I'm asking a question. Could you answer it, please? Thank you.
Right.
But so I try to be gracious. The people that work with me because, I employ a lot of guys. It's like my band, my dancers, everybody that works with me, it's like we're professionals, and they have to be nice to people too, because I always say the people around you, they're also a reflection. And so if somebody has a bad attitude or something, it's like you can't represent me. And so it's important. I want people, and I'm always nicer than people think, because my pictures, I can give attitude and
right.
But as a picture, that's a vibe. But then I'm very warm, like, Jody, and very chill. And, like I said, to another favorite quote of mine, Maya Angelou, people will forget what you said, forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And it's true. And I want people to feel good. Jody Watley, it's like, should bring a smile to everybody's face all the time. And I know I have my haters, and you say Jody Watley, it's like, but that's not my business. That's their problem.
You can't control that one. One last question. This coming from my big brother, John Covington. He's been a fan of yours from a long time ago. And so he says, do you remember the club Bus Stop on La Cienega in LA back in the day? Back in the 80s? The bus stop. He even went there looking for you.
You know, I know what club you're talking about, and I didn't really go there that much. And again, it's like I would go out sometimes, but I've never really been, surprisingly, a big club person. I'll go out, and it was Jody Watley here. Yeah, she danced 3 times, and she was out the door.
Wow. Well, there you go, John. Now you know, bro. Now you know. Jody Watley, anything else you want to share with our listeners before we go? You're giving us 35 minutes, 35 amazing minutes. And
I mean, you know, I just want to encourage everybody. First of all, since we're in this pandemic, you know, please take it serious. Blacks and Latinos, we're in the high numbers. So take it serious. Wear your facial coverings when you go out. It's not too much to ask. You might be helping someone and not even know it because you might be asymptomatic and have it. So that social distance, wash your hands 20 seconds, and spread more love into the world. Like I said, the healing, create more love, create more peace, create more abundance in the now, because it's what we have now and what we make of life moving forward.
Thank you so much. It's always been good. I appreciate you. The goddess. You're looking at the goddess right there, family. There you go, Jody Watley. Appreciate it. Have peace and blessings to you, okay?
Thank you. All right.
All right, family. Going back to my mule, it's time for the 5 o'clock mix with DJ Q89. Peace and blessings.